Hey, what's up, it's Raven. Here we go with my final NFL Rivals video. As you can see on the screen right now, it says that NFL Rivals are busy making improvements to the game right now. Thanks for your patience and please come back soon. So let's go back a couple days or at least a week. Up on Discord, people were they made an announcement that they were um, delaying the new season that they put out every. I guess the current season had finished, and they were, I guess once a new month comes out, a new battle pass comes out, a new season. Now, obviously, the NFL season is at its end here. So, with that, there is a new quote unquote season of NFL Rivals. So, they had made a announcement that they were going to delay it a little bit. And with that, people started seeing the new cards out on the marketplace. Now, they had made an announcement of a defensive season. So I guess it was all defensive cards. And on January 8th, they made an announcement that says Winter Rush Defense will not be launching today as expected. Stay tuned for further info. Apologies and thank you for your patience. And with that, they threw out the list of players that they were going to release under the system, which were, not that it makes a difference, but Jadeveon Clowney, Jeremiah Owusu, Christian Gonzalez, Trent McDuffie, Chris Jones, C.J. Gardner Johnson, Jack Jones, Kobe Turner, Joey oh man, Odigizua. I'm sorry for that one. Uchenna Nwosu, Kazir White, Brandon Jones, B.J. Hill, Keanu Benton, Sam Nanu, Chad Muma, Carrington Valentine, Jaquan McMillan, Cam Lewis, Quan Martin, and good old Jet legend Bryce Huff. So, with that being said, this post started showing up on Reddit asking what's going on, and because I read the Discord, not everybody does, so I was telling people that there's an issue and it is being delayed, and people were saying, "Hey, I noticed that the cards are showing up in the marketplace, but the season's not starting. What's going on?" And then it kind of snowballed. So a day went by, and I checked the Discord, and then it says from the admins, it says, to be clear, we have no clear communication at this time. Meetings are still taking place, and Mike, who is the head of the, I think he's the head of the mouthpiece for the game, or head of the Discord at least. He said he'll be unavailable due to meetings. Well, once that announcement came out, people were like, "Oh, something's wrong." But again, you know what? Let's hold that thought. But let's go back. The game was taken off the marketplace on. Let me see. Let's go back. The game was taken off the marketplace in right before Christmas, I think. And there was an announcement that if you already had the game downloaded, you could still play it, but there were no new downloads. It was taken off the marketplace due to quote unquote optimizing. They said optimizing. They're adding new stuff. They weren't very clear on what they were doing, but apparently they were, you know, fixing the game for those who are, who already started, and supposedly throwing out some new features for new downloaders, I guess. So anyway, and I believe this was on. Yeah, it was before Christmas. So with that being said, there were a couple posts that popped up on Reddit as well, asking where the game was. Now, honestly, I don't know how you don't know a game even exists if it's not there, but I guess people saw videos or maybe some sort of Facebook ad or something like that. So the game's not in the marketplace. They said it's coming back, and then all of a sudden we're getting all these rumblings about the new season not coming out. More posts on Reddit. Discord doesn't really say anything fan wise, and we're just waiting for announcements. And then all of a sudden, on January 9th, we get this message from the I guess the owner of the Discord or whoever's running it. It says the NFL and Mythical Games have ended their licensing agreement. NFL Rivals will no longer be available starting 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, which is the 10th, and all digital assets remain secured in your Mythical account if linked to your game. Do not delete the game, and more details will follow. Okay, so let's unpack something here, some stuff here. The NFL licensing agreement and NFL Rivals has ended. So when a game grabs a license for an IP like the NFL, it signs a contract. For those of you who have been watching me before with NFL Clash, it only lasted one full season, or I can't remember, 2 seasons. I don't even remember. But from what I remember, what I recall is they signed a 3-year contract, and the contract was never ever completed for whatever reason. Obviously, the game was not downloaded enough, or there wasn't enough player base. It just um, wasn't making enough money. Okay, so fast forward to the second game that we played on this channel. Um, I can't even remember the name of it. I don't even remember it. But look at me. Anyway, long story short, is that game only lasted one season. Now there was an NFL license involved. Obviously, it was the card game. I like the game. A lot of people like the game, and the fact that it had the fantasy aspect to it brought a lot of people to the game. But it only lasted one season, and that's on the team, the developing team, because they did not know what to do. They had this vision, they had this plan of this great game, and then when the season's over, they didn't know what to do. And that's on them because there was plenty of things they could have done, but I don't want to tear people down, but there was a little bit of incompetence there. It sounds like I don't know the whole story, but I feel like there were some things that could have been done to save the game at least another season. And then, once the new season starts, you can try to get more people to join up, especially with the fantasy aspect. Everybody's playing fantasy football. They just couldn't figure it out. NFL Rivals was there pretty much before. Um, was it NFL Supercard? I don't remember. But anyway, and they had a big push, marketing push. It was run by the NFL, and they had the only thing I didn't like was the fact that it was tied to Bitcoin or mythical nonsense. It's you're literally paying for digital trading cards that you can buy and sell for real money. Listen to what I just said. Digital cards that you can buy and sell for money. Not interested in that personally. There was a lot of people who said that they made a lot of money, or you could make a lot of money doing this. I could care less. I just want to play a game. I don't want to sit here and make money playing a game casually. But before I get into my personal view on this, so getting back to the point, their agreement is over. I'm pretty sure this has been 3 seasons, so it's been about 3 years. How did they not know this was coming? Now, it's possible they knew it was coming and they were trying to negotiate something new, and you're not going to tell your player base, hey, looks like, you know, the game's going to be ending in, after the third year, because then people are going to stop playing it, and that's not how business works. And it's possible that they were trying to renew and it just didn't work out for whatever reason. But the message was clear. The negotiations failed. They didn't renew, whatever. And now they're telling us, hey, just don't delete the game because it might come back. I don't know if that's true. It says stay tuned for whatever, and it's been 5 days now, almost 5 days. We haven't heard anything. My point, this whole point of this video is here is another game with the NFL license that has failed for whatever reason. Now, this one, I'm assuming 3-year contract is a standard, and they fulfilled that contract. I don't know, the details of how much money, how popular the game was. Honestly, I didn't see many videos. I've put out close to, I don't even almost close to 100 videos on this, and anytime I type in NFL Rivals, my videos are like a couple of the first ones that show up in the search. Doesn't mean that there aren't any, because I know there are some out there, but I'm a low level player. I'll admit it. I play this casually. I'm not really playing competitively. I'm just playing because I like the NFL. I like football. I like the game, for the most part. And maybe if one person watched one of my videos, I'm gonna download that game. There you go. Mission accomplished. But anyway, pretty much the game is shutting down. Obviously, that's unconfirmed, but it sure does look like it, doesn't it? So another failed NFL game. So, and I'm sure the license is being purchased from somebody else right now, and a new game will pop up soon. I guess with the season being over now, it gives them a couple months to put something together, and maybe we'll see something at the beginning of next season. We don't know, but again, they're busy making improvements to the game right now. Are they though? I mean, we got confirmation that the game there's no license. Now, somebody on Reddit said maybe that another company can pick it up without the license, or they can run it without the license, and nobody's going to want that. I'm going to tell you right now, nobody wants that. People want to play with their favorite players. They want to play with their favorite teams. They don't want to play with Joe Schmo from Alabama. Um, it's not happening. That's no offense to Alabama. So this game is pretty much dead. A lot of people have logged off. And you know what? People were logging off before this. Okay, so let's get into my last rant here. I've been playing this game since day one, since the day it became available. Okay, I said it before. I like this game. I like the NFL. The cards look awesome. They had some really great art on these cards. Battle Pass in the beginning was good. They had some nice concepts. The Adrian Peterson event. I don't know why they didn't do more of that. I really don't. One of the biggest drawbacks of this game is you couldn't play defense. You just played offense. And, a lot of people didn't like that. But for me personally, among all the things I did like, things I didn't like were that, like I said, I wanted to be a part of this community. Uh, I spoke to community manager, one of the first community managers, about getting an icon for being a content creator. I saw other people who had them, and not only did not get one, but I also did not even get a nobody contacted me back. I sent a couple DMs on Discord, and they were they were ignored, and I didn't know why. And I did ask around, and people had told me that it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You're right, but hey, like I said, made close to 100 videos on this game. Why wouldn't you give me just a little icon that everyone else is getting? Not everyone else, but a lot of other people are getting. Why not? So the communication between myself and the admins were practically non-existent, and that was kind of disappointing. And for coming from NFL Clash, where I stumbled into an admin role, and I guess I was one of the ambassadors of the game, pushing the game, making another 100. I made over 100 videos for that game, and I guess there's no entitlement here. I just saw other people getting him, and I was like, hey, I want one of those too, and I asked for it. I didn't say, hey, I deserve this. I asked, and they ignored me. So I was a little disappointed in that. Um, one of the reasons why I quit the game. That was one of the reasons why initially I had quit the game. That and the fact that I found other games to play, but I came back. Um, there was the Garrett Wilson event, which I really really wanted to get that card, and I almost purchased it just to have it, but I decided not to. Thank God. But one of the big reasons why I stopped playing was because I play this on an iPad, and for some reason it crashes a lot. And for those of you who watched my videos, this thing crashed a lot. And I typed out in Google, in Reddit, in Discord, hey, someone help me out. Why is this crashing all the time? The answers I received were, hey, this is a known issue. We're working on it. Okay, that's fine. And no one ever got back to me. I pushed it a little bit on other platforms, and I watched YouTube videos, and sometimes that worked. But again, why weren't the developers of the game who asked specifically, hey, are there any issues? I gave you an issue, and you said it's a known issue, we're working on it, and you never worked on it. Or you did, and you worked on it for everybody else but me. I don't know. But so I left the game again because it was just unplayable. So again, when Supercard came back, went offline, I got back into the game. There was a new season, and I was like, I'm going to give this another chance. I liked, some of the new stuff that they added. They So I gave it a chance. I gave it a shot, and you know what? My For some reason my issues with the iPad went away, which is great. So you know what? Now I can make more videos. Now I can play the game, and maybe be more competitive. I know a lot more about the game now. Um, I got a lot of decent cards. I got a bunch of legendaries. Team was good, looking good, and it was a new season. And then I don't know, uh, maybe I don't even know how many videos I made for the new season, but it started crashing again, and it's kind of annoying. But we pushed through, and then I just wasn't in as into it as I should have been. It became, oh, I got to play this game just to make the video instead of, hey, I want to play this game because I like having fun. I wasn't having fun. So again, I made this video. Hey, I'm back. We're gonna we're gonna rock this thing, and end up quitting again. And I came back and I quit again. And very recently, before all this nonsense happened, I logged into the game and I saw a couple events. I just played them offline, no video, nothing. And I signed up for every event that was available to me, and I couldn't make it through one game. It just was crash after crash after crash after crash. And honestly, at this point, I totally lost interest. Like what? Like I can't play the game, so why am I even bothering? So I just, I would log in, open my free crate, and look around and just log right out because it was just frustrating. Frustration is definitely the word that describes my experience with this game. So now the game's gone. So I'm glad I didn't spend. I bought the first couple battle passes, and then I stopped buying battle passes because I'm like, if I can't play the game, why am I going to spend $10 a month? And no one's giving me a straight answer on how to fix my problems because I probably would have, but that's all said and done now. You know, my again, this sounds like me bitching, moaning, and groaning, but this is my personal experience. Your personal experience might be different, but my personal experience was as follows. And again, maybe you don't agree with me. Maybe you think this game was great. That's fine. I said I had a lot of fun in the beginning making videos for this, but in the end, for the last maybe 2 or 3 seasons, it was just straight frustration. And again, I was making videos just for the sake of making videos, not um, you know having fun. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the last videos I made was I was getting a bunch of kickoff returns. If anybody who watched my videos, you saw that getting a lot of kickoff returns for touchdown, and I put one in a contest that they offered, and they said, "Hey, show us clips." And this was something that I thought was pretty awesome, that they would add community clips to Discord, and you would pick the ones that, or they would pick the ones they thought were the best, and they would give you free cards or whatever they were giving you. Well, guess what? I won. I actually won. And I talked to some admins. We traded info or whatever. And you know what I got for it? Nothing. Zero. I waited a day. I waited 2 days. I waited a week. And you know what? I did not pursue because it doesn't matter anymore. That was, I don't want to say it was a nail in the coffin, but it's just something else that just annoyed me about this game. I won a contest and they gave me nothing. Now, obviously, it doesn't matter anymore because the game is gone. But again, you and you know what? Again, this is just my experience. You know what? Somebody else who won one of the other contests, they probably got their stuff. Good for you. Great. And that's not even me being jealous or anything like that. I'm just telling you my experience. For some reason, every time I spoke to someone who was in charge here, I got zero response. Now, the last person, we're not naming names here, the last person I dealt with about the contest was very nice to me, and I appreciate everything, the discussion the back and forth that we had. But at the end of the day, I got nothing. So I was very confused. In the beginning, they helped me out, and everything. They actually held the deadline just so we could figure things out, and that's great. I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, they gave me nothing. And at first I thought it was up, you know what, maybe because I was so late with everything that they would hold off to the next contest and just hit me up then. They did not. I got nothing. And whatever, it is what it is. I don't even care. But I just want to bring up the fact that my personal experience wasn't very good with the admins for whatever reason. My personal experience with gameplay optimization was not very good. Again, I'm not trashing the game. I like the game. I made 100 videos about on this game, but at the end of the day, here we are. So anyway, with that being said, another game down. So I know I haven't posted a video in a while on this channel, and we're still trying to figure it out. This is a sports channel. I mostly have football on here, and there isn't anything good. I mean, the possibility exists that we could try something else, but right now I've been concentrated playing Transformers Tactical Arena on my second channel, which is at Raven Plays 2. That's Rayven Plays Plays and the number 2, all one word. And I've been doing that. It's pretty much going to be it's a retro channel. Right now we got Transformers on there. I do have some Transformer model builds on there. Um, Pretty much, retro 90s stuff when I was growing up. I hope to add some like G.I. Joe and, Masters of the Universe. There's that Masters of the Universe game coming soon that looks pretty awesome. Looks like Golden Axe. So I'll definitely be playing that on there as well. But for this right now, um, I started another project outside of NFL Rivals, and I don't know, it's just stagnant right now. So I don't know what the future holds, but we're going to try to figure it out. So, but anyway, right now we're just playing, on the other channel for now until we figure out here. So please stick around. You know, Hopefully we figure it out, and maybe by next season there'll be another football game we can try out. Hopefully with an NFL license, and hopefully the same mistakes aren't made. This game lasted 3 years, maybe 4. I don't even remember. Um, so I guess that's a plus. But on this, before I go, I just want to shout out Honolulu Lions and AP Gaming, 2 guys that I met on this game, also made videos. Super cool dudes. We spoke in Discord. We commented on each other's videos, and I just want to shout them out and let them know that I appreciate, everything all the help that they gave me, the comments, the back and forths, everything, and wherever you guys are right now, I wish you guys the best, and hopefully we will talk again real soon. So with all that being said, RIP to NFL Rivals. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, and please leave a comment if you wish, and I will see you in the next one.